Hello everybody and welcome to the final match reaction of an away day, or my final match reaction of an away day, and a pretty good one for my away days to end with in a pretty dreadful season, to be honest with you. It finished at the Abbey Stadium last night. Cambridge United 0, Charlton Athletic 2. We've done the double over Cambridge this year, both times being by 2-0. And this one, though, not a classic by any means, not a great game of football, to be honest with you, quite poor for the most part. It definitely was how the game was set out to be before the ball was even kicked. You know, it was a nothing game. Both teams are basically on the beach now. They're both going to be playing League One football next season, and both will be finishing mid-table or their whereabouts. And you could definitely tell that because it showed in the football. You know, like I said, it wasn't a very good game of football, but it was the Addicts that come away with the win, and with two very fluky goals, we have to say. Both were just an absolute, oh my God, massive stroke of luck with both of them. But we're due a bit of luck this season, ain't we? But yeah, we got the job done. That's the main thing. We managed to get the win. We're now 13th place, 1 point off the top half of the table, and it is actually Cambridge that sit in 12th place. So could still salvage a top half of the table finish from this season, which I've banged on about for the past few videos now. The fact that we can actually finish in the top half of the table, considering how bad we've been this season, is a miracle in itself. So, yeah. But yeah, overall, a pretty good night out last night. A really good laugh, you know. Met up with some familiar faces. You know, we had a giggle and a good little old school ground as well, Cambridge. You know, a new ground to tick off with me, another of the 92 I've done now. And yeah, a pretty good one, to be fair. I do like those sort of old school grounds. We made only one change to the squad that lost 3-2 to Morecambe on Friday, which I was a bit surprised by, considering how bad that performance was. You know, I felt we were quite embarrassing in that game, to be honest with you, an absolute disgrace. But Jacko decided to name only one change to the squad, and to be fair, that was quite a positive one. In Mason Burstow was taken out of the squad, he was put into the bench, and Conor Washington came back into the starting 11. The rest is as you would expect. I'm not going to go through it because I've probably mentioned it so many times in previous videos. It hasn't changed much, to be fair, but yeah, the same usual 11 apart from that change, which I felt was quite a positive one. You know, I don't understand why Burstow was given the go-ahead to start over Morgan, and I'm still even surprised why he was put on the bench against Cambridge, because I said it in the previous video. I don't know why he's still involved in the squad. Of course, we had Nathan Arness as the backup goalkeeper, and then DJ, we had Stockley, who I was quite surprised to still see on the bench, you know, because I felt he should be getting ahead of at least Alex Gilbey, because I felt Gilbey should have been dropped. I don't think he's been good enough the last couple of games, and not just that, to be honest, I don't think he's delivered all season as to what was expected of him. I felt Stockley should at least be given a run around, you know, help sharpen him up a little bit ahead of the new year. But anyway, he was on the bench, and then you had Lecco, Chuks, and then the return of Diallang, which I felt was quite nice to see. Nice to see him back within the matchday 18. Of course, he is up for the League One Apprentice of the Year award, I think, so it'd be nice to see him win that, and it will be nice to see what Jackson decides to do with him for the rest of the season, because I think he's got to be knocking on the door at least to be considered for the squad next season. You know, we've got to at least have a look at him in pre-season, or decide to loan him out and let him get some experience elsewhere. But yeah, like I said, it was nice to see him back in the matchday 18. But yeah, I must admit, I was not confident going into this game whatsoever, you know, with our recent performances and Cambridge's form. They'd won 4 of their last 5 games, the last one being a win over Wigan. The first half, the exact same as the Morecambe game, really. Bloody poor, absolutely shocking. You know, just never really got into first gear, to be honest with you, or second gear, or whatever you want to call it. We never got going, that's what I mean to say. Just sideways, backwards, sideways, punt the ball, long football. You know, it was painful to watch. You know, it was painful to see how bad we were. You know, it just looked like nobody in the team could be arsed. You know, nobody wanted to move for each other. Nobody wanted the ball. You know, and we were just punting the ball long, and it just wasn't working, and didn't really threaten Cambridge's goalkeeper. Then again, neither did Cambridge. You know, they didn't really force MacGillivray into a save, although they did have some threatening opportunities. There was one where they were flagged for offside, but it was just too easy to play for our defence. Yes, he was offside, but it was way too easy. And I don't know how to play, I don't know who it was, but I don't know how he managed to miss the top corner. You know, it's easy to plant it into the top corner, and he managed to fire it wide. I've no idea how he put that wide. Again, like I said, yes, it was offside, but even so, the fact that it was that easy to get through our defence was just ridiculous. But the fact he's missed that, we got off the hook there. And then they very nearly, they were very lucky to not be in front at half-time. And it was courtesy of 2 Craig MacGillivray mistakes. And I'm getting the ump with him now, to be honest with you. I've defended MacGillivray, I've sat there saying he's the best goalkeeper in the league, and while I will say that his shot stopping is second to none, it's absolutely fantastic, one of the best in the league, the rest of his game is a shambles. He cannot command his box. He will not be a presence inside his own penalty area. He won't come out and collect crosses and punch it. And when he does, he looks shaky and nervous. And then yesterday, his decision-making and his kicking was disgraceful. It was absolutely terrible. That one, the first one, where someone played it to him, I think it was Clare or I don't know who it was, but we got it back to him. And he's just decided to smash it long. But rather than smashing it long, he's kicked it literally 15 yards in front of him to Shiloh Tracy, who was actually really good for them. Wes Houlihan as well. They both were threatening inside that first half, but Tracy especially, he was causing us problems on the right-hand side. We punt it straight to him, and they sort of work it around, the Charlton defence. They managed to run back and get back and cover for their goalkeeper who made that shambolic mistake. But in the end, they move it about, they cross the ball into the box, and it just goes wide. It wasn't actually too far away from hitting the post. But yeah, if someone's at the back post and they're getting their head to that, they're knocking it back into the penalty area, and that's going in. It's as simple as that. It's not good enough, and I blame MacGillivray entirely for that. You cannot make that sort of mistakes. He made that mistake, against Morecambe on Friday. He was responsible for the 3rd goal, throwing it straight to one of their man. It's terrible. And then he made another mistake. We get a free kick, and he punts it to a Cambridge player completely free and unmarked. What are you doing? Cambridge, I felt, were very unlucky, for them not to be in front. They had one good opportunity where they fired a shot, it took a deflection off someone, it beat MacGillivray, and it just went wide of the far post. Yeah, they were very unlucky to not go at least 1 or 2-0 up. But half-time Blue, 0-0 at the break. And yeah, like I said, very lacklustre, very... Same as Friday, like I said, same as Friday. They showed no effort. Nobody wanted to have the ball. No one wanted to move about and just sideways, backwards, punt the ball long. Nobody could even get a run in. I think we did have a shot or two, but it wasn't very threatening, to be totally honest with you. But the second half was a lot better. We got some attacks going. We were getting threatening. Blackett-Taylor was getting a lot more of the ball than what he was in the first half, and he was creating chances left, right and centre. Blackett-Taylor was brilliant. He was my man of the match last night. Alex Gilbey definitely had a few inside that second half. He was getting shots away. There was a bit of hesitance with some to have a shot, which I thought he should have shot from, and ended up losing the ball. And there was a couple of opportunities where he was shooting. There was one geezer sat behind me, who was really getting the ump with Gilbey. People saying, hit it first time, and I couldn't help but laugh, because there was one where the ball come to him literally at chest height, and he's screaming at him to hit it first time. That did make me laugh. But yeah, Gilbey did have a frustrating game for me, and like I said, I felt he shouldn't have started anyway. I felt Stockley should have started ahead of him anyway. But yeah, Gilbey didn't have a great game for me. He did frustrate me a lot. Conor Washington was another one as well that frustrated me. He had another good one-on-one opportunity in the first half that I do remember now. He had a shot on the left foot. It was his weak foot, to be fair, but you've got to at least force a better save out of him. The keeper caught him, and what caught it wasn't really a threatening opportunity. But yeah, Washington again, again, it's the same as last season, really. He gets into double figures only just. But he misses so many opportunities in a season. Now, how many one-on-ones has he missed this year? And there was one golden one that he had, deflected off a defender. We tried to play a pass and it's come off a defender. Very lucky. Washington bears down on goal, tries to place it into the top corner, and the keeper, Will Mannion, I think his name is, takes like a one-handed save and it goes out for a corner. With this pressing, with these attacks, with us getting forward constantly, we eventually did find the back of the net with the first of 2 of our fluky goals this season, and the first coming through Corey Blackett-Taylor. And to be honest, I'm still astounded as to how it's been given as Blackett-Taylor's goal. Morgan bearing down on goal, plays it to Blackett-Taylor on the left-hand side. He shapes to, I think, either get across him, but he might have had a shot looking back at the highlights. I've no idea. But anyway, the ball goes into the box. It takes a lucky deflection off the defender, and it gets its way into the back of the net for 1-0. Blackett-Taylor's second goal of the season, if you can credit him with the goal. And many footballing apps, One Football and BBC Sport credited Blackett-Taylor with the goal. Charlton's admin did say that it was an own goal, which I thought it was as well, to be fair, because it looked like a cross. But actually watching the highlights, it might have been a shot, but I don't know, because it looked like it was going across goal. But anyway, Blackett-Taylor's credited with the goal, which I thought was very lucky to get that goal. But yeah, the Addicts are in front, and to be honest with you, probably the deserved. Do we say it's deserved for us to be in front at that stage? I mean, Cambridge didn't really threaten us much inside that second half. They did have a few good opportunities towards the end, but before that, we did make it 2-0 again through, like I said, we were due a bit of luck, man, but the second goal was just pure fluke. Chuks Aneke gets the ball on the left-hand side, tries to shape a shot, has a shot at the edge of the area, and it comes off Conor Washington's back and loops into the back of the net. Absolutely, like I said, just pure luck. Could you say it was deserved? Because, like I said, Cambridge, they did have some threatening opportunities inside the second half. You know, don't get me wrong, they had some really good ones. You know, they took a shot, MacGillivray saved it, but sort of bottled it. You know, it sort of bobbled and dropped the ball, spun back to his right-hand side. Then he had to react quickly, but I think Pearce managed to get across his man really well to deny an open goal. And then Joe Ironside, who came on in the second half, he had a brilliant opportunity to grab one back towards the end. You know, it was a bit of a scuffle in the box. You know, crosses were coming in, you know, sort of heading it up and down. And eventually it comes to Ironside, who has a shot on the volley. And MacGillivray pulled off a brilliant save, a really, really good save. You know, like I said, his shot stopping is fantastic, but everything else to his game is pretty dire, to be honest. But anyway, he pulled off a really good save in that one to keep it at 2-0. And yeah, that's how the game ended. That is how the game ended. Cambridge United 0, Charlton Athletic 2. Like I said, not a great game of football. I don't think it was a brilliant performance, but overall, we managed to get the job done with 2 very fluky goals. We move ahead of Accrington and Cheltenham into 13th. We're only 1 point behind Cambridge now to try and achieve a top half of the table finish. It would be nice to see us finish, you know, in the top 12, considering how bad of a season it has been. But yeah, a pretty good night out last night. A very good night out, in fact. You know, a good little old school ground, good laugh with some mates. The football, like I said, it wasn't brilliant. It was a nothing game. I mean, both teams have got nothing to play for now. They both will be playing each other in League One next season. But it was nice to come away with a victory. You know, I said, did we deserve the victory? I don't know, to be honest. I mean, if you look at the stats, you know, we had 13 shots, 9 on target. Cambridge only had 1 on target from 10 shots. So you could say that we did deserve the victory based off that. Cambridge didn't really look like scoring, but you know, they had some threatening opportunities, but ultimately, I thought that we got forward the most in the second half and we made our chances count ultimately. But yeah, not a great game of football, not a classic by any stretch of the imagination, and like I said, but we got the job done. So that is it for this match reaction, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, can you possibly leave a like, subscribe if you are new around here, and turn on those post notifications so you are notified of every time I upload a new video. What do you think of the game? Let me know in the comments below. Are you making the trip to the final game of the season against Ipswich? Do let me know. I'm going to the final home game of the season this Saturday against Shrewsbury, and then that will be my season done. There'll be a match reaction for that game. There won't be a match reaction for the Ipswich game. I'm thinking of doing a season review that Sunday, which I'm going to regret doing because this season has been an absolute shambles and I just want to put it in the past, just move on. But yeah, this season is nearly over, thank God. 2 more to go. We're almost over the finish line. If we can finish the top half of the table, I mean, it's not brilliant, is it? You know, it's nothing to celebrate over, but it would be nice, you know, to see us finish in the top half of the table considering how bad of a season it has been. But yeah, it would be nice to see us salvage the best possible finish that we can. But yeah, thanks again for watching this video, guys. It is greatly appreciated. This has been Tyler Rowlinson. Have a nice day, and I will see you all in the next video. Take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you all later.